Have you ever had a really great idea or project and you get started and then something causes you to backpedal? Maybe it's time to promote and you're not getting the responses that you hoped, but all of a sudden you're finding yourself changing your mind or backing out of the task completely. And I call this resistance. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. This is very timely, and I actually came up with the idea to talk about it because I was feeling an insane amount of resistance this morning. So I said, well, what better time to talk about this than while I'm experiencing it? So welcome to the behind the scenes inside the brain of Elizabeth while she's really going through some of this resistance experience. So let's dive in. Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Henson. This podcast is your space, your corner of the world to be messy, creative, and ambitious as you want to be. I'm incredibly passionate about helping people do what they love and make a living doing it. We all know that is a messy process, but the messy imperfection, the messy success is what makes it all so beautiful. I'm here to help you build community around your brand so that marketing is easy. There's no such thing as a self-made millionaire, in my opinion. We're all in this together. We shine the light on others, focus on leadership, and our theme here for 2024 is the 1% adventure, where we're getting 1% better every single day. So what do you say we get started? All right, you guys, this is episode 140. So you can find all the show notes at elizabethhenson.co/E140. And our registration for the in-person event happening in April is officially open. If you have jumped on the wait list, make sure you check your email for that early bird registration. Hopefully by the time this episode goes live, you haven't already missed the early bird registration, but we are live and we are accepting registrants. I can't even believe it. I spent all week working on that registration page, overthinking, overanalyzing all the things. And that's part of what I want to actually talk about today is this concept of resistance, because I sent the event page to the waitlist yesterday. And, I've done this before. I know my numbers. I know as a marketing person what to expect. And, I looked at the email open rates, like everything's as expected. But you better believe I have, in the last 24 hours, have been sitting in this resistance, overthinking, oh shit, what have I done? Like mentality of what if this doesn't go the way that I planned? What if people don't register? I am realizing the amount that I am going to have to step into a completely different version of myself to promote this event, because I have been let's not say hiding, but I have conveniently had a lot of client work the past couple years, and I have not really had to go all in on promotions. Like I haven't really done anything like this since I hosted the Hampton Roads Creative Network, which was a beautiful in-person group of about 30 women where we would meet every month before the pandemic. And right around the pandemic, I was trying to move it like somewhat virtual anyway. So the pandemic just allowed me to speed that process up, but it was never the same. And when life started getting back to normal, I was like, man, I really want to get in-person connections going again. I love meeting people in person. I love getting out of my office, out of my house, like makes me feel like I have, somewhat of a normal social life. And it's just good for us, right? Like we shouldn't be behind our computer screens all day, every day. And I just believe in human connection. And I've been really excited to rev things back up, but I haven't had to really step into this version of myself in a while. I've been able to just like hide nice and cozy in my house, doing my client work, doing my thing. I've had a launch or two, but I haven't had to put a ton of energy into promoting something. Let's put it that way. And I'm realizing, as I'm starting to like slowly open up registration for this event, this is all going to be such a test of, am I going to be able to become the person I need to be to promote this event? And I know exactly what I need to do. Like I am really great at marketing. I would call myself a marketing expert. I know exactly what to do. And I'm having resistance around actually doing it. And this happens to all of us. And I'm like, man, I need to be more polarizing. I'm just not a polarizing person. These are the conversations happening in my head as I'm trying to talk myself out of doing the things that I know I need to do. Who has been there? We've talked ourselves out of going to the gym. We've talked ourselves out of doing things that we know our highest good, our best self wants us to do. And this is called like resistance. And resistance or fear, we can call it fear too, call it what it is. It hides behind logic, reason, excuses, doubt. It hides all over the place and it'll really make sense, right? Like I could look at my situation and say, this is a lot of money that I am putting on the line, to have this event. And what if I just decided not to? Right? Like my logical brain is trying to talk me out of it. But luckily, I have become very aware of that highest, best version of me that's tucked away in there trying to come out. And she's like, you have to do this. You're meant to do this. This is the thing for 2024 that best version of yourself is begging for. And doing this is the ultimate test. The ultimate test in, can I elevate to the next level? Can I show up the way that I need to show up to promote an event like this? And I know this is like weird, right? This is weird to hear these inner conversations because, when I'm marketing, I'm 110%, confident in my ability to deliver. And I know how to step into that version of myself. And, so it's probably a little weird for you guys to hear like that I actually have a normal amount of self-doubt and fear and everything, right? Like it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. Like I've hosted plenty of events before and my original vision for this was like 25 to 50 people. Like I've done this before. I've gotten 30 people in a room with me before. Like it's nothing new. But when I was at Business by Design Live, part of what James does so beautifully is get us out of our comfort zone. So I decided to raise the ceiling and go for 100 people. And luckily with this space, we have total flexibility. And if it's 25 people, it'll be beautiful and amazing. If it's 100 people, it'll be beautiful and amazing. So I have no attachment to like how many people actually come to this event. I will be thrilled to have 20 to 25 amazing human beings in a space. That will be amazing. And I know it will happen. Like this best version of me already knows that this will happen and that I'm 110% capable. I know that with total certainty. But that doesn't mean that like the little scared version of me that plays the worst case scenario game isn't very much present. Oh, this is so awkward. This is so awkward to do a podcast about like the two different versions of me, but this is a real thing. Some people refer to it as the inner child, your leader version of yourself versus the follower version of yourself, big versus little. I mean, this is nothing new. This is not made up by me. This is all backed up by psychology and science, but it's rather awkward to sit here and talk about the two different versions of myself. And because even as I'm speaking to you, I'm squishing little Liz down. Like, nope, I appreciate that you're here and that you're trying to keep me safe, but we're putting you in the back seat, right? That's what one of my amazing mentors taught us to do through a meditation, is to kind of like honor and appreciate that fearful version of yourself, but just let them know they're not driving the car. So the resistance and how I'm talking myself out of it is that I am leaning into that knowing that this is exactly what I'm meant to do, regardless of the outcome, and just constantly talking myself out of that attachment to the outcome, because this is my purpose. I know this is what I'm supposed to do for so many reasons, and I just have to do it. I have to show up every day, and I have to lean into that version of myself that knows exactly what to do. And that's what I want to encourage you to do as well. Whatever it is that you're resisting that could be appearing as total logic and makes sense, right? Oh, just cancel that thing you're supposed to go to because it's going to be really uncomfortable and like I changed my mind, or whatever it might be. It could be showing up as a completely logical reason not to do something. And that's what fear does. And it is simply our brain trying to keep us safe from something that's uncomfortable. And that's totally normal. That's neuroscience. Our brain is trained to keep us safe. Safety and security are our brain's like top priority, right? But our heart and our body and our passion and part of our mind desires growth, and growth is uncomfortable. So we have to remind our brain that we're okay and that we're going to learn something new. And that's all this is. And me hosting this event is all a big test for me to learn something new, for me to get uncomfortable, for me to become this next level version of myself. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I can play the worst case scenario game, and none of the worst case scenario is that bad, right? The worst case scenario is I lose a little bit of my investment, but I get great photos and pictures and promotional assets for the next time, right? Like, there's no worst case scenario. If I help one person, my job is done. If I learn something and become better, regardless of the outcome, then my job is done. But my job is not done if I retract out of fear. And golly, would that be the easiest thing to do? And I said that to myself this morning. I was like, probably just cancel and get my deposit back. Dang, that would be so much easier. And I'll just host a small retreat for my students at an Airbnb. Oh, that'd be so easy. That's actually what went through my mind. That would be so easy. But luckily, I knew with my higher being, my best self, no, you've committed to this and you are excited about this and you know it's going to be epic and you know that you have to do this. This is part of your growth and your test of 2024. So we're doing it, and we're doing it big, and it's going to be so great. And I'm so excited. This is episode 140. So don't forget in the show notes to go learn about the event. Come sign up. We are calling it Elevate and Inspire. My teammate Scylla was helping me with the registration page and the copy, and it was like, title, we'll go here. And I was like, I guess we do need a title for the event. And I thought about calling it the 1% Adventure Live or the 1% Advantage something or other. But I really just wanted to think about, how do I want people to feel, right? Or what's the transformation? They're going to elevate while they're in this container for 2 days, and they're going to learn who they need to become to ultimately inspire their audience on a daily basis. So it's not about me elevating and inspiring. It's about the people who come and how they feel and what they take away from it. Not just being inspired, but the ability to inspire. So elevate and inspire is what we're calling it. I'm really happy with the location that we picked in Norfolk. It's beautiful and it's perfect. No matter how many people registered, it's going to be perfect. So that's it. Super short and sweet episode today. I just wanted you guys to see the human behind the scenes version of me that experiences resistance and how I continue to talk myself out of it on a daily basis. And that's what it looks like. It looks like that trusting my highest good that has told me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? And trusting that. And I know you guys are listening and you're like, well, how do I know? How do I trust it? And you will learn, and you have to pay attention. You have to really pay attention to those feelings around what is it that I ultimately want to do? How can I help people? And how do I want to help them? And this concept for this event actually happened with my coach about a year ago when I was borderline in tears, like I'm building too many bridges. I've got this all wrong. And he said, you're not building more bridges. You're just changing the ways that you help people. And he said, how do you want to help people? And I said, I want to host an in-person event. He said, how many people? And I said, 50. Okay, go do it. That's not a new bridge. You're still you. You're still helping people with the same things. That's not a new bridge. But it felt like it to me because I knew it meant creating an offer, creating a transformation, creating a container, building a sales page, accepting money, right? Like to me, that defined a bridge. And it's like, no, you're teaching the same things. A whole new bridge would be me deciding that I want to go make shoes for a living or something, right? Like go start a clothing company. That would be a whole new adventure. So that's how this came about. It was coached out of me. That's, I guess, one of the reasons why I'm trusting it so much is, because it wasn't just on a whim. When I had Hampton Roads Creative Network, it was one of the things that I'm most proud of creating and felt the most purposeful. So there's a reason that I'm circling back to that type of gathering environment. So there you have it. I cannot wait to hear what you're resisting and how I can help you stay in that high frequency, that high vibe that we talked about last episode, and how I can support you in continuing to be the best version of yourself and continuing to tell fear and resistance that they're not driving the ship. So let me know what you're resisting and what you're excited about and that inner push and pull between the two. All right, you guys, have a beautiful day and I will see you soon.